Welcome to my channel, and for those that are new here, I cover past, present and future content on the British royal family. So if you like what you see in the video, please be sure to hit like and subscribe for future royal updates. And if you've been to my channel before, welcome back and thank you for watching. Today, we're going to be covering 20 interesting facts on Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh. We'll start with a quick introduction about Sophie, formerly the Countess of Wessex, now the Duchess of Edinburgh. Sophie was born on the 20th of January 1965 in Oxford. Sophie is married to Prince Edward, the youngest son of the late Queen Elizabeth II, and the youngest sibling of King Charles III. Sophie and Edward together have two children. Their children are Lady Louise Mountbatten Windsor and James Mountbatten Windsor, who is known as the Earl of Wessex. Sophie is also a working member of the British royal family. So let's get into it. Let's get into them 20 interesting facts and the reason you're here. Number 1. Royal blood. Sophie has some royal blood in her. Sophie is related to the Viscount Molesworth through her paternal grandmother, and she's a descendant of King Edward III and also a descendant of King Henry IV of England through his son Humphrey, the Duke of Gloucester. Sophie has also both Welsh and Scottish ancestry. Number 2. Sophie and Edward. Sophie met Edward during a charity event in 1993, and the couple dated for 6 whole years, can you believe it, before announcing their engagement on the 6th of January 1999. Number 3. The wedding. Sophie and Edward's wedding took place on the 19th of June 1999 at St George's Chapel, Windsor Castle, and royalty from around the world attended, and the wedding was watched by an estimated 200 million people worldwide. At a wedding to Edward, Sophie wore the Anthemion tiara. The tiara came from the late Queen's private jewellery collection and was gifted by the late Queen to Sophie on her wedding day. Samantha Shaw designed Sophie's wedding dress for the day. It was a silk organza decorated with 325,000 pearls and crystal beads that added a touch of sparkle. I also thought Sophie's wedding dress looked very medieval inspired. Number 4. Sophie's style. Sophie has been praised for her style and in 2013 became the first royal patron of London College of Fashion. Number 5. Pregnancy. She had some serious complications during her first pregnancy. Sophie had difficulties towards the end of her first pregnancy, carrying Lady Louise. She gave birth prematurely in November 2013 as a result of placenta abruption. She underwent an emergency section. Number 6. Charity work. She is a patron of over 71 charities and organisations. One of her charities is the Vision Foundation, which she is a patron of before her daughter Lady Louise was born and diagnosed with extropia, which is an eye disorder. Number 7. Doctor Who fan. That's right. Sophie is a self-confessed Doctor Who fan. and once held a reception at Buckingham Palace where she met with the former doctors and a few Daleks. And interestingly, Sophie's godfather is Thane Bettany, an actor who starred in Doctor Who during the 1980s and is the father of the popular Marvel Oscar actor Paul Bettany and father-in-law to Oscar-winning actress Jennifer Connelly. You might remember Jennifer in The Labyrinth, where she starred along David Bowie. Number 8. Titles. Neither of Sophie and Edward's children carry prince or princess titles. This was a decision made by the couple. The couple wanted to raise their children as normal as possible despite their royal positions. Number 9. The wedding cake. The couple's wedding cake was adorned with tennis rackets, referring to how they both met at a tennis charity event and their love of the sport. Number 10. Equestrian sports. Sophie is passionate about equestrian sports. Sophie has a keen interest in the equestrian sport and has competed at various horse riding events. And it's seen that Lady Louise is also a lover of the sport, just like the late Prince Philip. Number 11. Love at second sight. That's right. Sophie and Edward met whilst he was dating her friend. Can you believe that? They met firstly in 1987, where they were brought together by Capital Radio, where Sophie was working at the time. Prince Edward back then was dating Sophie's friend, so sparks didn't fly immediately. However, 6 years later, they met again during the Tennis Challenge event. This was where the two properly bonded and began dating. Number 12. Stylish Sophie. Sophie wears exclusively hats from one specific designer. Sophie has developed a sophisticated and timeless sense of style and often steps out in some memorable hats, and her preferred hat designer is Jane Taylor from One Millennia. Number 13. Sporty Sophie. Sophie is also a keen sportswoman and enjoys walking, running, cycling and riding. She has other hobbies like sailing and tennis. Number 14. Sophie's loyalty to the crown. In 2010, the late Queen awarded Sophie with the Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order, the highest seal of approval, and shows her loyal standing in her late mother-in-law's eyes back at the time. Which brings us on to number 15, the favourite. She was very close to the late Queen Elizabeth II. Sophie's passion for family and charity work was admired by the late Queen and helped develop their close relationship, as they were seen frequently together. And she was, Sophie, considered by some as the late Queen Elizabeth II's favourite. Number 16. Sophie career. Sophie attended West Kent College training as a secretary. She went on to working in public relations, representing firms across the UK, Switzerland and Austria, before opening her own agency in 1996, where she met Edward whilst working for Capital Radio. Number 17. Secret weapon. Sophie is often referred to as the royal secret weapon. She's very popular and very savvy and very good peacemaker and capable of smoothing over any choppy waters. Number 18. The monarch's nickname. The late Queen Elizabeth's nickname by Sophie, she would call her Mama. She became the Queen's Rock after the death of Prince Philip, and that was the nickname that she gave to the late monarch, Mama. Which brings us on to number 19, which is Sophie's name. Sophie was named after her father's sister. Sophie was named after her father's sister who perished from a horse riding accident more than a decade before Sophie was born. Which brings us on to last but not least, number 20, both hands. Sophie is ambidextrous. Sophie shared this back in March 2021 whilst planting a tree with school children at Buckingham Palace. Sophie can use both left and right hands. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed watching. Again, thank you for watching. Make sure you keep an eye out for any future royal content.